Hello children, I hope that you are all doing fine. I welcome you all to our special English hour. Here we learn lots of new things, and while learning these things, we also have fun. Are you all ready? Let's get started. Children, we all know that it is very important for all of us to learn new words. So today, let's learn some new words. You will see these words in the poem when we read it. So I request you to please make a note of these words in your notebooks. Delight, delight, delight. Spending time with family is always a wonderful delight. Forgivable, forgivable, forgivable. His crime was forgivable. Stubborn, stubborn, stubborn. Rima was a very stubborn girl. Wild, wild, wild. The saint had lived in the wild for a few decades. Quarrel, quarrel, quarrel. I do not like to quarrel with people. Children, today we are going to read a poem. The name of this poem is Double Standards. But before we do that, I have a few questions for you. And these questions are a few situations. Let's see if you have also gone through these situations. First situation is that you have got very less marks in your exams. Now you have your report card. You show it to your parents, but parents are not very happy about it. In fact, start comparing your marks with your friend's marks. Your friend has got very good marks. Now you want to improve in this subject, but your parents make you feel bad for not scoring as good as your friend. Has this ever happened to you? How do you feel? When I was in school, this also happened with me. But I felt very bad about it. I did not like comparison. I knew that I was not scoring good. But when my parents compared my marks with my friends' marks, it felt even worse. Don't we all feel that? I'm sure we do. Now, let's move to the next situation. There was a girl who once woke up very late. At that time, her parents let it go. But later, it started happening almost twice or thrice a week. They made sure that they were waking her up. But the girl was not able to wake up in the morning. And because of this, every day she got late to school. Now, every day her parents used to shout at her or scream at her. Has this ever happened to you? How do you feel about it? I'm sure we do not like it because firstly, we are late. After that, when we go to school, we will get late remarks. And to top it up all, our parents are also criticizing us, right? It is not a very good feeling. Now, I have another situation for you. Here, imagine that you are very good at reciting poetry and your parents ask you to recite your poetry in front of other people. Now, these people are unknown people and you don't know them. You are not very comfortable in performing in front of them, but your parents insist that you must. How would you feel? I am sure you will not like it because firstly, it is your poetry. You have shared it with your parents because you feel comfortable. But the guests that are at your house are unknown to you. So you would not feel comfortable sharing something that is very personal to you, right? So children, why do you think I'm asking these questions or presenting these situations in front of you? Our today's poem is called Double Standards. Now, what are double standards? Double standard is a type of behavior that we as kids feel that is between us and our parents. Sometimes there are things that we do and those things are also done by our parents. But when parents do it, we feel that they are right. But when we do it, our parents feel that they are wrong. We must be facing many situations like these. And this is a very confusing state of mind for all of us. So today we have a boy who is sharing his thoughts about his parents. So let's find out what he has to say. Double standards. When I wake up late, I am getting very lazy. When you wake up late, it's the alarm that's crazy. When I say no to something, I am being stubborn. When you say no to something, you are being firm. When I raise my voice, it is shocking and rude. When you raise your voice, you are teaching me to be good. When I break something, I am clumsy or careless. When you break something, it slipped, you were helpless. When I do something wrong, I am such a terror. When you do something wrong, it's a forgivable error. When I quarrel with a friend, I am wild and naughty. When you quarrel with a neighbor, you are only doing your duty. So I am always wrong and you are always right. Oh, why do people grow up and spoil a child's delight? Now that I have read the poem for you, let me explain it to you. Please open page number 88 of your textbook. Now I will be reading this poem and I request you to point at the words as I read them. And if you don't have a textbook, listen to me carefully. When I wake up late, I am getting very lazy. When you wake up late, it's the alarm that's crazy. In this stanza, the child is talking to his parents. He says that when he wakes up late in the morning, he is being lazy because that is what his parents call him. But he has a complaint about that. What he wants to know, if he wakes up late, he becomes lazy, and when his parents wake up late, they say that the alarm must be crazy, which means that the alarm must have gotten spoiled. So he has a problem with that. He says that both the situations are similar. But how is he lazy, and when his parents wake up late, how is the alarm crazy? So here the boy has a complaint about his parents' behavior. When I say no to something, I am being stubborn. When you say no to something, you are being firm. In this stanza, the poet is complaining about his parents' behavior once again. Here, the boy says that when he says no to something, he is being stubborn. Just like we saw in one of the situations, when the girl did not want to recite poem in front of other people. So her parents also must have thought that she is stubborn. But when adults do that, they say that they are not being stubborn, they are being firm. So here, once again, both the situations are similar. But when kids do it, it is them being stubborn, and when parents do it, it is them being firm. When I raise my voice, it is shocking and rude. When you raise your voice, you are teaching me to be good. In this stanza, the boy is talking about how his parents react when he raises his voice. When the boy raises his voice, his parents say that he is being very rude. But when his parents do the same thing, they say that they are teaching him to be good. Doesn't it happen with you? You might have some argument with your parents, and once it starts getting heated up, suddenly you might raise your voice a little, and the moment you do that, your parents will say that you are being very rude. But don't our parents also raise their voices? Of course they do. But when they raise their voices, they are not being rude. What they say is they are teaching us a lesson, which is why it is good to raise voice. When I break something, I am clumsy or careless. When you break something, it slipped, you were helpless. Children, have you ever broken things in your house? I'm sure we all have. What is your parents' reaction? I remember very well. This incident is etched in my memory. Once I was playing with my brother and I was holding a ketchup bottle in my hand and I dropped it by mistake. And of course, I got scolding from my parents. They told me how careless I am and how I cannot take care of things and how I need to be grown up now and I should not be careless. I listened to them and I learned my lesson. But the same thing happened the very next day. My father was talking on the phone and while doing that, he dropped a glass of water. I saw that and I told him that see, even you can make mistakes. But he said that he was not being careless. It just slipped out of his hand. I was confused after listening to that answer as to how when I dropped glass, it was me being careless, but when my father did it, it was because the glass slipped from his hand. So that is when I got very angry. Just like that, the boy from the poem also is facing a similar situation, which is why he is complaining about it to us. When I do something wrong, I am such a terror. When you do something wrong, it's a forgivable error. Children, in this stanza, the poet is again talking about the double standards of his parents. He says that when he makes a mistake, his parents call him a terror, as if he has done the most horrible crime imaginable. But when his parents do a mistake, they say that it is a forgivable error, which means that it is not something very big. Don't you think that's wrong? When I quarrel with a friend, I am wild and naughty. When you quarrel with a neighbor, you are only doing your duty. Children, don't our parents tell us that we should never fight with anyone? Of course they do. But the boy says that when he fights with his friends, his parents say that he is being naughty, which is what any parent would say. But when he sees his parents fighting with the neighbors, they say that they are only doing their duty. Do you think this is right? So I am always wrong and you are always right. Oh, why do people grow up and spoil a child's delight? In the last stanza, the boy says that he feels that he is always wrong and his parents are always right. The boy doesn't feel that way, but his parents make him feel that way. Don't we all agree with that? The boy also says that people should never grow up because when they grow up, they spoil a child's delight. Delight is good mood. Children, in this poem, we saw how the boy expresses his parents' double standards. Children, wasn't it an interesting poem? Now, let's do an activity. In this activity, you will have fun. On your screens, you will see the poem. What you need to do is find out the words that the grown-ups have used for children. अब हम एक एक्टिविटी करेंगे. इस एक्टिविटी में आपको स्क्रीन पे कविता नजर आएगी. आपको कविता पढ़नी है और उसमें जो बड़े लोगों ने बच्चों के लिए शब्द यूज किए हैं वो लिखने हैं. Sounds easy? Children, were you able to find the words that the grown-ups have used for children? Let's have a look. The first word is stubborn. The second word is shocking. The third word is rude. The fourth word is clumsy. Careless. The sixth word is terror. The seventh word is wild. The eighth word is naughty. And the ninth word is wrong. So children, I hope that you were able to solve this activity. Children, wasn't it a fun activity? Now, let's do another activity. You will see a few words on the screen. What you need to do is write down the antonyms of these words. Do you remember what antonyms are? Antonyms are opposite words. For example, if the word is good, its antonym will be bad. अब हम एक एक्टिविटी करेंगे. इस एक्टिविटी में आपको स्क्रीन पे कुछ शब्द दिखाई देंगे. आपको इन शब्दों के एंटोनिम्स यानी ऑपोजिट वर्ड्स लिखने हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, गुड का एंटोनिम होगा बैड. Sounds easy? You have 30 seconds for this activity and your time starts now. Children, were you able to guess the answers? Let's have a look. The first word was lazy. Its antonym is active. The second word was rude. Its antonym is polite. The third word was firm. Its antonym is soft. The fourth word was careless. Its antonym is careful. And the last word was wrong. Its antonym is right. I hope you got all the answers correct. Children, on that note, I would like to take your leave. I will see you all in our next session. Until then, take care and stay safe. Bye-bye.